Damn. Y'all fuck with me, huh? Hey, yo. This week was pretty slow in sports, but here on the K-Will Show, we always gonna get it done. Ain't that right, Shannon?
We need to move Lonzo. That ain't no problem. Huh? That ain't no problem.
It's the K-Will Show. Let's get to business. The Tiger Woods comeback story continues on as Woods will win his 80th PGA victory this Sunday as he capped a victory at the PGA Tour Championship. Throughout the weekend, Tiger Woods was in full Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon mode as he decided to destroy the field for the first few rounds. Throughout the tournament, Woods rarely faced real competition as his lead was never lower than 2 strokes, and that didn't come until the 16th hole of the tournament. Woods started off the day strong with a birdie, and that set the tone for the rest of the day as he would cruise to a championship victory. After the victory, Woods is expected to go to a number 13 rank in the world after finishing as low as 1,199th last season while he continued to battle back from injury. The victory Sunday was also his 80th victory all time, which tied him with Hall of Famer Sam Snead for second all time. Arguably, what's most impressive about this victory is the fact that it came almost a year to the day when Woods would tell reporters after spinal fusion surgery that he couldn't even take regular swings at the golf ball anymore. At age 42, Woods has been out of golf basically for the last 2 years, only playing in 3 tournaments. When he returned in January, Woods was ranked 656th in the world. And since then, there's been nothing less than a steamroll as he's now ranked 13th as mentioned before, including at the Open and at the PGA Championship. Woods' return to golf prominence has brought a big surge of energy back to the golf world, and Woods himself would have to comment on the support that he's received to this point. Woods was taken aback by some of the reports that he received, mainly from those who weren't even old enough to see him at his prime. Nothing was more evident of this support than the crowd that followed Woods to the 18th hole as they smelled the victory in the air, as Woods would go ahead and finish the tournament off. He also mentioned that he would never take any more of his fanfare for granted, as he never knows when the end of his career is coming. There's no more decades of golf in the future of Woods, and he's only playing things day to day at this point. Growing up, I was never much of a golf fan, but I was definitely a Tiger Woods fan. Seeing someone who could perform in a sport where I never would see myself doing anything in that sort, but someone that also looked like myself, was definitely a welcoming experience, and I have multiple different memories from when I was younger watching Tiger Woods be great. Woods won his first PGA Tour in 1996. I was only 6 years old. Crazy, huh? After the tournament, he was asked how he thought the world would react as he more than likely broke the internet. Woods, in the most charismatic way possible, said, "When I first came out there was no internet." After this victory, Woods was named the favorite to win the 2019 Masters tournament by Las Vegas sportsbookers. When it comes to golf, the best one in the world is
Tiger Woods, y'all. Tiger Woods, y'all. Tiger Woods, y'all.
Clay Matthews is the dirtiest linebacker in the NFL. Or at least according to his penalty statistics, you would think so. As during the past 3 weeks, Matthews has been flagged consecutively for roughing the passer penalties. Ironically enough, this offseason NFL owners suggested to the league's competition committee that there be some changes to the rules regarding roughing the passer, as ironically enough, Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers was injured last season by Vikings linebacker Anthony Barr during what looked like a routine quarterback sack. The league has decided to invoke a rarely used rule where NFL defenders are no longer allowed to land with more than half of their body weight on the quarterback during sacks. This rule change has sparked an extreme spike in the amount of roughing the passer penalties called, as there have been a total of 33 penalties called this season, compared to last year where there were only 16 called during this time period. Defenders from around the league continue to complain about these new rule changes, calling the actions in which you would have to tackle a quarterback unnatural or just overall awkward. One of the more notable outcomes of this rule change came during a game between the Miami Dolphins and the Oakland Raiders, as Dolphins defensive lineman William Hayes went to sack David Carr, and in lieu of the new NFL rules, he ended up injuring himself. Injuries aside, the new penalty rules have also started to affect the gameplay overall, as the Week 2 matchup between the Packers and the Vikings. The roughing the passer penalty on Clay Matthews actually gave the Packers a first down and allowed them to come back, eventually tying the game with the Packers 29-29. This penalty literally took a victory out of the jaws of defeat from the Packers, as that sack would have led to an interception by the Packers defense and no doubt would have given the Packers the road to victory. Players, analysts, citizens, and social media, even Kevin Hart, all had their opinions to give about the rule changes, as they have started to notice that the NFL is going soft. NFL Hall of Famer Troy Aikman, who actually had his career shortened by these types of dangerous sacks, chimed in on the matter on Sunday. I think the league overreacted, and I think they will continue to look at it with the controversy that's been created, Aikman said. The rule changes the outcome of the games and ultimately will cost some coaches their jobs. Even official Mike Pereira said that the officials should eventually back off of throwing so many penalty flags, as he stated that he thinks that it's all gone a little too far. Some defenders have chosen to remedy this penalty by just swiping for the ball, as does NFL sack leader Khalil Mack, as well as Broncos star Von Miller. Personally, these offensive rule changes protecting the offense have always kind of been a thorn in my ass. I feel like these rule changes don't do much but slow down the game, and I do understand that, the casual fan would like to see a lot of points being scored, but to what extent do you want to challenge the integrity of your game? Do you want to take it away from the defense and just allow the offense to strive? Or do you want it to be a competition-filled sport where everybody can succeed? I think I'll leave that as my question. Leave your comments down below and let me know what you think about these new rule changes in the NFL. We'll switch to the NBA for a bit, as Monday was the official media day for the 2018 NBA season, and no one was more excited than Knicks forward Enes Kanter.
When I think about playoffs, my nipples get hard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's weird, bro. Just keep going. Media Day is a time for all of the NBA teams to show off their new digs, their new players, same faces in new places. Tony Parker with the Charlotte Hornets, DeMar DeRozan with the San Antonio Spurs, and most notably LeBron James with his new look LA Lakers. The the Golden State Warriors also took some time to show off their new arsenal of weapons for the 2018 season. One of the more notable moments of the NBA offseason was the battle between the San Antonio Spurs and the management of star forward Kawhi Leonard. Over the offseason break, San Antonio would eventually end up trading Kawhi Leonard to the Toronto Raptors for all-star shooting guard DeMar DeRozan. Now, this story doesn't have much to do with the talent or the regular season success of any of these teams, but for the first time, we actually got to hear a bit of Kawhi Leonard having a bit more personality being outside of San Antonio. Take a look.
And what would you like people to know about you?
I'm a fun guy.
All right, first off, let's stop it. Nobody that considers themselves a fun person has that look on their face. Either way, keep going. It gets better.
Obviously, I love the game of basketball. It's just more questions you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Like, what was that? Like, this dude sounds like an 80-year-old man wheezing for air. Like, the joke was clearly way funnier to him than it was to anybody else. But at the end of the day, Media Day is one step closer to the NBA season, as the season kicks off on October the 16th with a doubleheader. Game 1 being the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Boston Celtics, and Game 2 being the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the reigning defending NBA champion Golden State Warriors. That'll be the end of today's show. Once again, guys, I always thank you so much for the support. We're really coming up on 100 subscribers, so that'll be my first milestone. I appreciate you guys for everything. Continue to like, share, and subscribe down below. Hit the bell down below to receive more notifications on my videos. It's the K Will Show. I'm out. Peace.